Hello guys, welcome back to Archive Ryzen. In this video, I like to talk about Fenny STARSHINE skill, manifestation priority, Fenny DPS build, and Fenny's team compilation. If you are looking for Fenny weapon comparison, I already posted the videos before. You can click here to watch the video.
私の天職はね、あんたのために輝くこと。
So Fenny STARSHINE is an assault rifle user who deals kinetic elemental damage. Her role is a shooting buffer operative that can provide a lot of backup ammo for your main DPS. After using her standard skill, Fenny dashes quickly and provides herself with a different star gem clip based on Fenny's dash direction. There is 3 types of star gem clips you can obtain after use her standard skill, such as if you move forward while press the skill button simultaneously, Fenny will dash forward, consuming 15 skill energy to obtain gold star gem clip, where the ammo can explode upon coming contact with enemy or obstacle. If you move left or right while press the skill button simultaneously, Fenny will dash left or right, consuming 15 skill energy to obtain ruby star gem clip that can deal high damage due to increase in kinetic damage for this type of bullets. If you press her standard skill button without including any movement direction, Fenny will dash backward to obtain sub-higher star gem clip without consuming any skill energy. Additionally, it can restore 1 skill energy when shot hit a target while using this type of bullets. The difference between 3 of them is Ruby Star Gem Clip can deal the highest DPS to single target among all of them, Sub-Higher Star Gem Clip is the second highest, while Gold Star Gem Clip can become the highest only when it manages to deal damage to 3 targets at once. If the shot only hit below 3 targets, the DPS will be very low. Additionally, Gold Star Gem Clip Explosion can only deal damage up to 3 targets, which limits its effectiveness so bad to prevent Fenny's DPS from surpassing other AoE main DPS. Also, Sub-Higher Star Gem Clip DPS is higher than normal shot DPS, so make sure to never use normal shot. Instead, always use Sub-Higher Star Gem Clip as the last option when you run out of skill energy to obtain Ruby Star Gem Clip. While Gold Star Gem Clip, you can ignore that type of ammo most of the time, because the explosion has a small AoE range compared to Katia's special bots, and it can't deal crit damage, so just use this type of ammo if there is really crowded enemy present on the field, so you can easily deal damage to 3 enemies at once without problem. Upgrading the standard skill Neura upgrade can make this standard skill no longer has skill cooldown, while the second upgrade can increase the number of bullets provided by this standard skill. The good part about Fenny Star Gem Bullet is, it can permanently exist in most gameplay if you didn't use it up, so you can switch to other operative and back to Fenny. The previous remaining special bullets will still available for Fenny to use. When Fenny didn't have sufficient skill energy and used her standard skill to obtain Star Gem bullets that consume skill energy, she will only obtain bullets proportionate to the remaining skill energy she consumed. Also, some additional information about these special bullets. These bullets are considered as a normal ballistic ammo, so it can still deal crit damage, except the Gold Star Gem Clip, and can be buffed with ballistic damage buff. When using her support skill, Fenny will provide a Starstone Clip for the active operative, where the ammo capacity is equal to 100% of the active operative's weapon plus 3% of Fenny's weapon. Additionally, Fenny can provide additional buff directly to the special bullets she provides. Because crossbow weapon didn't have magazine, Fenny will provide 40 bolts for normal firing mode and 15 bolts for special firing mode. The Starstone Clip are considered as normal ballistic ammo, which means it can deal crit damage and can be buffed by any ballistic damage buff, but not include skill or aptitude bullets buff. Using skill that consume bullets will not consume these special bullets. For example, when you're using Marian Swift's standard skill, she will consume bullets on her weapon magazine instead of any special bullets. If you upgrade her support skill Neura upgrade, the first upgrade is, if your active operative didn't have any special bullets provided by Fenny, Shooting enemy weak spot or dealing crit damage can decrease Fenny support skill cooldown by 1 second, and this effect has 1 second delay, so it can only be triggered each 1 second. This effect is quite useful for slow run, where you use all the backup ammo provided by Fenny and need to wait Fenny support skill cooldown to refresh. While the second upgrade can increase Fenny support skill charge stacks to 3 stacks. Fenny support skill is really useful support skill that can even replace normal reload due to the ammo she provides is more than the weapon capacity and have a massive buff for the bullets. Additionally, using Fenny support skill didn't interrupt the active operative action, so this mechanism can highly increase the active operative DPS by eliminating the time needed to reload the weapon. The best part about Fenny support skill is, if you get a buff that can increase your main DPS weapon ammo capacity, the ammo provided by Fenny will also increase. So Fenny can give you a massive amount of ammo if you manage to get a lot of magazine increase buff. Same case as Fenny standard skill, Starstone creep can still exist even after you switch to another operative and back. So you can provide special bullets for each operative before starting an adventure. Sounds fun, isn't it? This mechanism also makes Fenny's signature weapon more recommended because the signature weapon Heart Hunter buff effect doesn't have expired duration, so it can exist as long as the operative has special bullets provided by Fenny. The downside about Fenny's support skill is, when Katia shooting in Guidance Tree form while using the special bolts provided by Fenny, Katia will still consume her own skill energy. This mechanism is kinda eliminate the specialty of crossbow weapon, which normally doesn't need to reload become need to reload, and Fenny, who are supposed to provide additional ammo, become useless due to Katia still consume her own skill energy, which act like ammo for Katia when shooting in Guidance Tree form. In my opinion, that is really unfortunate mechanism. But let's just cope with it because at least Fenny can still provide a massive ballistic damage buff for Katia shooting damage. Also, Fenny's support skill Starstone Creep can't work with Yao Winter Salty's standard skill or ultimate skill. That is also another unfortunate mechanism. When Fenny uses her ultimate skill, she will fire a Janet Flare that can deal kinetic damage each 0.2 seconds for 5 seconds to every enemy within the skill AoE. Additionally, decrease Fenny's final damage taken by 50% for 5 seconds. If you upgrade her ultimate skill Nera upgrade, the first upgrade can restore 20 skill energy after Fenny uses her ultimate skill. While the second upgrade, Fenny's ultimate skill damage can also be affected by ballistic damage buff, excluded M downside ballistic damage buff, or hipfire ballistic damage buff. Fenny's ultimate skill consumes a high ultimate skill energy but can only deal a decent damage, so just avoid using it in case your main DPS ultimate skill is better. For example, when you pair Fenny Starshine with Fenny Coronet, then it's better to use Fenny Starshine ultimate skill than Fenny Coronet ultimate skill. Also, if you haven't known this feature, you can turn this on so Fenny Starshine will automatically switch out after using her quick ultimate skill.
止められないなら私に任せて。
Fenny's Deiwos Skill is simple. If Fenny equipped with Kinetic Assault Rifle and join the squad, Fenny can provide 12% ballistic damage buff for full squad. For each 100 element index, the ratio will increase by 1%. Next is Manifestation Priority. After unlocking the first manifestation, when Fenny equipped with Kinetic Weapon, Stargem and Starstone Creep can provide extra effects depending on the weapon type. Increase final damage dealt to target weak spot by 15% for sniper rifle, pistol and crossbow weapon. Increase number of pellets by 1 for shotgun weapon, while for assault rifle, submachine gun and dual submachine gun, shot have a 12% chance to shot 2 bullets without consuming additional ammo. Fenny's Manifestation 1 is very useful because it can provide a massive damage improvement to your main DPS. However, this final damage enhancement can only active when shot hit enemy's weak spot, which means If your main DPS use sniper rifle, pistol or crossbow weapon to shoot at Caboset from Martial Shadow support skill, it won't trigger this effect due to Caboset doesn't count as enemy's weak spot. Also, if you questioning if Lifer dot shot can trigger this manifestation effect or not, here is the answer. From this footage, you can see the damage deal start from 0. Here is Lifer's dot shot damage. Let's take one of it. And here is the total damage of single dot shot action. A dot shot action can fire 10 bullets, so the expected total damage would be this multiplied by 10 equal to this. But why the actual total damage is higher? That is the proof that dot shot can also trigger this Fenny's manifestation first effect. But how many times it trigger? Well, it's RNG, but in this footage, it's 11 times. Whenever Lifer dot shot trigger Fenny's first manifestation to fire additional shot, then Lifer's Insight Ray will follow. That mechanism can cause Lifer total DPS to skyrocket. Fenny's second manifestation can increase the ammo capacity provided by Fenny's support skill to 120% of the active operative's weapon. For crossbow weapon, it will increase the bolts provided to normal firing mode from 40 to 40x bolts, and for special firing mode from 15 to 18 bolts. This manifestation is also very useful, that you can forever bind your reload button to Fenny's support skill. After unlocking the third manifestation, Fenny's support skill cooldown decreased from 15 seconds to 12 seconds, and the skill energy cost decreased to egg energy. This one is not useful for speedrun players because usually 3 stacks of Starstone creep is enough to defeat a boss. However, this manifestation might be useful for crossbow main DPS because Katia can use up all the additional bolts very quickly. Or for slow run players who need more time to defeat a boss due to their main DPS and support operative being low build. While her manifestation 4 can increase the attack bonus provided by Starstone creep from 20% to 22%. Not high, but this one great. Her manifestation 5 can increase the special bullets elemental resist rate by 10%. This one is also great. In case you're asking about Fenny's DPS build, here is the weapon I recommend for Fenny's DPS build: Heart Hunter, Pixel Era, and Essence Fortress. All of them are kinetic weapons. You can obtain Essence Fortress by purchasing the Battle Pass, while for the recommended Logistic squad is Amano Iwato squad. So make sure to aim shot whenever you want to fire your weapon in order to trigger this Amano Iwato squad 3-piece skill effect. As you can see, her DPS can reach above 30,000, which is quite high compared to nowadays main DPS in the same stat. You can even use her to defeat boss, however, it might be difficult to compete in Neural Simulation ranking. So just use her as a main DPS in case you still lack of main DPS operative or simply like to seeing her on the field. For her weapon, the highest DPS is Tier 2 Heart Hunter, Tier 1 Heart Hunter as the second highest, Tier 5 Essence Fortress as the third option, and Tier 5 Pixel Era as the last option. In this calculation, I already include Fenny's Manifestation 1 effect that even Tier 1 Essence Fortress can surpass Tier 5 Pixel Era DPS. Her DPS can increase above 40,000 if you have better Logistic talent. In this calculation, the Logistic stat I use is only 14% attack percent talent and 11.8% elemental damage talent. For the Logistic talent recommendation, the highest is attack percent talent, the second highest is crit damage amplifier, crit rate and alignment index can be an alternative talent for crit damage amplifier in case you can't get both of attack percent and crit damage amplifier combination in a single piece, while the third talent is kinetic damage. For support build talent priority, it's already clear, attack percent talent as the highest, and the second is alignment index, while kinetic damage as the third talent. But the truth is, kinetic damage is not that useful because it can only improve Fenny's ultimate skill damage. Fenny's STARSHINE as a support operative team compilation is Lifer Infinite Sight, Fenny Coronet, Changing Ethereal Cloud, Lifer Wild Hunt, Katia Blue Bolt, and Marian Sweep. For Katia and Marian Sweep, the effectiveness might be lower, so just pair them with Fenny STARSHINE in case you don't have better support operative to pair up with them. If possible, I will calculate Fenny STARSHINE synergy effectiveness with all of them. While Fenny STARSHINE as a main DPS team compilation is Moxier Shadows, Acacia Kaguya, and Ichil the Cup. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Cheers.